Alright, so I'm starting out this workout, which is ham and glute based, with some sumo deadlifts. I prefer conventional, but I've been trying to incorporate these for more of a posterior chain activation. I start out with 135 and work my way up by either 25s or 45s depending on how I'm feeling. I also want to use a rep range of about 15 to start with, going down to 12, 10, 8, 5, and then typically a 1 rep max. This isn't always set in stone, but it's a good pattern to go by, and I can up or drop a few reps as needed.
She didn't walk up with that, how you doing? When she came in, she said there's a lot of boys I can do with, but I can't without. I knew her forever in a minute. That's summer night. And mama said she got Milo in her. She got me feeling like ooh. I knew it when I met her. I loved her when I left her. Got me feeling like ooh. And then I had to tell her I had to go. Can you turn around? Can you turn around? Just wait. Can we work this out? Can we work this out? Just wait. Can you come here please? Cause I wanna be with you. Havana, oh no no. Half of my heart is in Havana, oh no no. She took me back to East Atlanta, na na na. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about her manners, Havana. Dirty looks from your mother. I never seen you in a dress that color, no. It's a special occasion. I'm not invited, but I'm glad I made it. Oh, let me apologize.
You might see me get a little Hulk smash right here, but I had just failed to lift this, so I had to put a little bit of extra oomph into this rep.
Half of my heart is in Havana, oh na na. She took me back to East Atlanta, na na na.
Now I'm going to move on to some hip thrusters. When I do hip thrusters, if I'm doing mediocre or lightweight, I like to add a band around my knees for some extra glute activation. And it's always important to pad the bar because your hips are going to grind on that bar and you will not only have bruises, but it will be extremely uncomfortable and you won't be able to focus on just moving the weight. Also with hip thrusters, you want to really focus on driving through at the top and holding it with your glutes. A lot of people will bounce the weight up and down pretty quickly, but you really lose the benefit of that glute squeeze at the top, in which your glutes are at max activation. Once I complete the hip thrusters, which are focused on weight, moving heavy weight, I'm going to do some banded air squats. I really like these because they're a hip opener and they really force you to drive out with your glutes to create that mind-muscle connection for your next sets of your hip thrusters.
I won't just survive. Oh, you will see me thrive. Can write my story. I'm beyond the archetype. I won't just conform. No matter how you shake my core. Cause my roots, they run deep. Oh yes, a little faith. Don't doubt it, don't doubt it. Victory is in my veins. I know it, and I will not negotiate. I'll fight it, I will transform. When the fire's at my feet again, and the vultures all start circling, they're whispering, you're out of time, but still I rise. stay conscious through the madness and chaos. So I call on my angels. They say, oh yes, oh little babe, don't doubt it, don't doubt it. Victory is in your veins. You know it, and you will not negotiate. Just fight it, and be transformed. 'Cause when the fire's at my feet again, and the vultures outside circling, they're whispering, you're out of time, but still I rise.
Next, I'm going to move on to some lying leg curls. Now that we've done some compound exercises to really fry the hamstrings and glutes, I'm going to move on to a more concentrated exercise. With this, I like to really lean over and try to roll my upper back. I know a lot of people and articles will tell you not to round your back, which is true in exercises in which you need your back for support. But in this exercise, it's easy to overcompensate with your lower back. So by rounding your upper back, by wrapping your arms underneath, it really helps take out your lower back. And I'm going to superset these with a glute band kickback on the ground, really focusing on the squeeze despite the limited range of motion. This is a really heavy band. It's kind of similar to the slingshot, but doesn't allow for much range of motion, is more about increased tension. Alright, here I'm just going to do a few sets of standing calf raises. I'm going to do them as a drop set, doing about as many as I can on a heavy weight for me, dropping by about 40%, and then dropping that by about 50%, and completing each mini set to failure.
Help me, it's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. It isn't in my blood. Laying on the bathroom floor, feeling nothing. I'm overwhelmed and insecure. Give me something I can take to ease my mind slowly.
And this one is one of my favorites for glute activation and really getting that stretch. You want to set a back extension machine pretty low so that you can really stretch your glutes at the bottom of this. Get a decently heavy resistance band and get a good grip on it so that your back can stay pretty stable and you're not actually rowing the cable. So you're going to want to think about hinging completely at your glutes. Round your upper back similar to what you would have done in the lying leg curl exercise, and think about your glutes being the only thing hinging you back and forth.
Feeling anxious, afraid to be alone again. I hate this. I'm trying to find a way to chill. Can't breathe. Oh, is there somebody who could help me? It's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving.
And this has recently become one of my favorite ways to do this exercise. I like to rotate between leaning forward and leaning backwards for this one, as you'll find that you'll burn out at one angle and then can continue going at the other while both are still working your glute medius, which is that portion of glute muscle at the top of your butt. I actually like to do this for 5 minutes straight. So this is the full 5 minutes, although I do like to speed it up so you do not have to watch this nonsense for 5 minutes straight. If you can walk after this, do another 5 minutes.
No medicine is strong enough. Someone help me. I'm crawling in my skin. Sometimes I feel like